Welcome to the Pageantry Podcast.
And today's very special guest, calling in from New York, Miss Universe 2018, Catriona Gray. Catriona, good morning.
Good morning from New York City. How are you?
I am doing very well here in Orlando, Florida, and I'm so excited to speak with you this morning. Will be the main feature in the spring edition of Pageantry Magazine.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. I know you're on a media tour, whirlwind tour up there, so if you're ready, we'll jump right into it today.
Yep, let's go ahead.
As the fourth woman to capture the Miss Universe crown representing the Philippines, what could possibly have been going through your mind standing center stage?
You mean after the crown was placed on my head or as I was standing in top two?
Well, let's do both, as you were standing in top two first.
In top two, it was the strangest sensation, I would always, daydream that, wow, what if I was to be in the top two? Would my heart be in my throat? Would I be hyperventilating? Like, how would I be feeling? But in the actual moment, it's really strange to say that I just had this sense of calm over me. Listening to that, it sounds weird, but I really did. And I just had this overwhelming sense of gratitude in my heart that, every step of the pageant journey, even getting into top 20, top 10, top 5, then top 3, then standing in top 2, every single time I was just so grateful. And when I would look around the arena, when I could hear the people seeing the Filipino flags, like I knew that if I were to be first runner-up, I had made my country proud. I had done the best that I could do, and, everything happens for a reason. But if I were to be called, that, wow, what an amazing honor it would be to bring so much pride and joy to my country and, to have given my all and to have, brought that back home for us. And of course, the latter happened, and it was just, I almost instantly entered into a dream state, where it didn't sink in. Yes, I was walking down that stage with the crown on my head, waving to everyone in the crowd, but it felt like I had just entered a dream. It didn't feel real, and I think it's only now on my media tour that it's starting to really sink in that I am Miss Universe 2018.
That's it. Have you received any advice from your Philippine predecessor, Miss Universe 2015, Pia Wurtzbach?
Yeah, I met her on the coronation night after I was crowned. We had a photo together, and she also messaged me on social media after. She was so sweet. She was just saying that I performed so well and that I'm in for a hell of a ride this year and to just enjoy every single moment of it.
You will have an extremely busy year as Miss Universe, kicking off with your new media tour. What are some of the media outlets you have visited thus far, and what has it been like?
Well, we've done Good Morning America, Good Day New York. We've also done AOL Build, which I really enjoyed because there was a forum with questions from the audience, Associated Press, different media outlets here in New York City, and I really loved it. I had a really nice quiet break over Christmas, so I was very well rested and ready to fling myself into the being Miss Universe, and everyone has just been so welcoming here, and I've really been given the opportunity to share my platform and share my causes, and I'm really grateful that I'm able to spread that message, although, of course, people want to share in the excitement of the crowning itself, but it's so nice to be able to communicate why I do what I do and what I hope to do with this platform.
Mm-hmm. And rumor has it that your mother dreamt that you would win Miss Universe in a red dress when you were a child.
It's true. My mom has been watching Miss Universe ever since, and actually, just a small piece of trivia, my mom tried out for Miss Philippines back in when she was a young girl, maybe around 17 years old. So my mom has been a fan of pageantry ever since. But me, myself, when I was 13 and she came to me one morning and said, "Sweetie, I dreamed of you winning Miss Universe, and you were in a red gown," and I just shrugged it off like a disinterested teenager, like, "Oh, okay, Mom." And then I just didn't really have the interest in pageantry back then, or I didn't really see it for the platform that it is. But when I, of course, was going on to represent the Philippines in Miss Universe, and I was conceptualizing my evening dress, I remembered my mom telling me that, so I knew that I wanted to wear red.
And did she mention that after the event?
Yeah, when we first were united, up on stage, when we were taking photos, my mom was just beside herself. She was so emotional, and she was just telling me, I dreamed this, honey, I dreamed this, and it came true, and it was just such a magical moment to see it come full circle. Like, who would have known? I never dreamed to be a beauty queen, but here I am. I'm Miss Universe now.
That's wonderful, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
You spoke very passionately during the telecast. Can you tell us more about your support of children's education and specifically young focus?
Yeah, I grew up in Australia and then found myself as a teenager in the Philippines. And throughout the whole of my life, I had never experienced the reality of poverty firsthand. Like, I've seen it through a screen or on a TV or in a movie, but there was something so different about walking along the streets of it's a place called Smoky Mountain, which is literally a mountain made up of trash because it is a trash dump. And subsequently, a lot of families in the area make a living by scavenging through the rubbish and collecting and selling recyclable materials. So if you could imagine, the living conditions there are really heartbreaking. There's a lot of underserved children there, and instead of toys, they're playing with things that they collect, collect in the dumps. And as a reality, as a consequence, rather, instead of them going to school, a lot of them are pulled out early to help the family make ends meet, or they just never get the opportunity to go to school. And when I first experienced that, I really struggled because I was just thinking, what makes me so lucky that I was born in such a circumstance that I had a good childhood. I never knew what it was like to feel hungry. I was never, I was given the opportunity to go to school. I was given the opportunity to pursue a dream, where these kids are just born into the situation or the circumstance. It's not fair. Why do I get to dream and they don't? So that's why I fell in love with the cause, and it really struck a chord in me, is because, education is a tool that, can really have the potential to break the cycle of poverty. Because when you think about it, education that you give a child can never be taken away from them. And if they are to develop a love for learning at a young age, to continue their academic career, they could possibly find work that could pull their whole family out of that situation and out of poverty. So that's why I'm so passionate about education for kids.
And you founded your own school, correct?
We actually fundraised for a school center, like a building that is used as a school now. It was an apartment building previously, very run down. So we fundraised funds by approaching different organizations, different sponsors. I also held benefit concerts because I sing, and I held them in Canada and also in Australia and in the Philippines to raise funds, and also auctioned off some artworks and did different events just to raise funds for this building. And it has been in operation for the last 2 years, and that's something that I'm really, really proud of.
Ms. Universe has been an ardent and early supporter of HIV awareness. Can you describe your work with Love Yourself Philippines?
Yeah, it's a very personal cause to me. Again, I draw it from personal experience. When I was around 22 years old, I was working as a model, and my booker, one of the bookers that I worked with, he suddenly passed away at the age of 26. And, before that point, he had never said anything, but it was only later that we found out that he passed away due to health complications associated with HIV. And throughout my years, I've met people who have friends, who have family, and more so as a volunteer at Love Yourself Philippines, I've heard stories where, it's affecting so many people, and the reason that it is so prevalent in the Philippines is because there is a massive amount of stigma that surrounds it, where a lot of fear is there, and it stops people from getting tested, and from it being pushed more to be more accessible, to have more treatment centers, especially outside the city. So that is why I really am drawn to working with Love Yourself. It's a volunteer-run organization. They give free testing, free medication, free counseling and support and advice, all in regards to HIV and AIDS. And I've been working as a volunteer there for about 2 years now. And it's really just my work. I really want to break down the stigma, especially because the majority of new cases of HIV in the Philippines affect people aged from 15 to 24 years old. And when you think about that, you think about the fear that is encasing this whole issue. You imagine a young teenager defining their life, defining their worth from that health condition. It's really heartbreaking, and that's something that I really want to work to address. And now being a Miss Universe, I would love to also do work in other countries that are affected by the same thing.
Excellent. With a master's certificate in music theory, how important are the arts to society, and what can we do to help promote them more?
I mean, arts is a universal language for me. It's something that everyone can fall in love with, the different facets of arts, whether it be music, whether it be movies, film, or even textiles, fabrics, fashion. And music is just something that's been a love of mine ever since I was a little girl. But I also love being able to merge my love of music along with the causes that I'm passionate about. So actually a month ago I released my first original song. It's called We're In This Together. It's available on Spotify and iTunes, and it's a message just calling people to really relate to other people who may not be as well off as them, and to give the message that we're all in this together, so we should all help each other. And the music video was actually shot in Smoky Mountain, where my charity Young Focus is based, because it is a tool that I really wanted to use to create awareness for the area and to create awareness for the need of education for the children there and in impoverished areas. So it's really in merging my love of arts with my causes that I really do feel fulfilled. And I think that arts is an amazing medium or amazing vessel that people could utilize to connect with each other.
And you stole my thunder, because my next question regarded your outstanding singing voice, which I saw on YouTube, and was going to ask you about a recording contract. So, well, that goes by the wayside there. However, off the subject real quick, if I can get those files, I'd love to put them up on the website and on our YouTube channel for you as well.
Yeah, for sure. I'll get the team to send it over to you. Thank you for that.
Excellent. Going back into the questions, what does the title of Miss Universe mean to you?
You know, the work that I've been doing as a Miss Philippines and as a volunteer, it was so fulfilling to me. And now that I've been blessed and given this wider and larger audience, that I'm able to not only create awareness but educate and actually lend my voice to these causes and these organizations, it's really doing the work that I love on a larger level and being able to positively impact more people, which I think is an amazing, amazing opportunity, and it's something that I'm incredibly grateful for. But know that with it comes this huge responsibility. That's what Miss Universe means to me, to be a spokesperson, not only just for your country, but now for everyone, for the whole world.
Of course, everyone loved your evening gown. It was the talk of social media. How did you come up with the idea of representing a Mayan volcano?
Well, actually, my hometown in Philippines is home to the Mount Mayon volcano, and so it does have that connection to me. Also, there is a very popular folklore or legend associated with that volcano, which is about the Daragang Magayon, which means the beautiful lady. And my mother's maiden name, or my middle name, Magnayon, is almost a derivation from that. So I just had all of these links, and of course, with being in my mind that I wanted red, it just seemed to kind of fall into place with me and my designer, Mak Tumang. We really just collaborated, and it came out with that fiery red gown.
It was absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
This is a hard one. Tell me something about yourself that no one has asked you yet.
Oh.
If there is anything.
I'm super, super outdoorsy. When I was 15 and 16 years old, I did a 2-year course in outdoor recreation in Australia. So I know how to abseil and rock climb and kayak and canoe and cave. So I'm always game for an adventure.
Okay. Do you have a bucket list of what you want to accomplish as Miss Universe, travels, wherever?
I would love to just go anywhere I've never been before. Like, what an amazing opportunity that I could go to all these different parts of the world for work, and be able to do this and work with amazing organizations and be able to work with furthering different causes. I think that would be amazing. So to be able to go anywhere that I haven't been before, I would really be happy to do.
Mm-hmm. How can people follow you throughout the year?
Well, they can obviously find me on Miss Universe social media, which is at Miss Universe on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Or they could also check into my personal accounts on Instagram. It's Catriona_Gray, and just Catriona Gray on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. So definitely find my daily updates there. Also, I'll be posting about different causes that I'm passionate about, how people could help, and how people could help raise awareness too.
Is there anything we haven't covered that you would like to address?
I would just like to say thank you to all of the fans and supporters, who not only supported me, but all the girls in the competition. They really do make such a big difference to each of our personal journeys. I know that in my journey up to Miss Universe, the fans and supporters really gave me a source of strength and a source of inspiration, especially in the times that I did feel overwhelmed or I did feel unsure. And I am so grateful to them. Really, I don't think I would be able to do what I do without them. So I just want to say a big, big thank you.
And today's very special guest was none other than your new Miss Universe 2018, Catriona Gray. Catriona, thank you so much for your time this morning. I wish you the best throughout the year. As Miss Universe, I know great things are in store for you, and we're excited to follow your journey.
Thank you so, so much.